interesting. You look at my shop today.
So thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We're glad to welcome y'all back. Glad y'all are here. Wanted to continue to discuss some of y'all's questions from yesterday. We look at schedule, we figured we'd take about another half hour to do that. Anybody have questions or something that you heard on yesterday or what? Or do you have maybe one of those situations where, you know, I've been thinking about this for a while. You know, what do you think? The reason I like to do this is because I figured that I figured out people learn a lot. We all learn more. We all get more when we ask questions. Because information that we normally may not even talk about or cover has opportunity to come out. Anybody got a question? Anything that they're concerned about or want to hear about? Maybe you walked in the church and they didn't address you as prophet. Maybe they told you prophets were dead. Maybe they said, we ain't got no prophets here.
Yeah, I just have some, commenting. I know some places, they don't allow like shofar. We were invited to, my church group, we were invited to another church group one time. They were like having their revival and we were all excited. There's like 3 or 4 of us that have shofar and we were like, we're gonna blow our shofar. Then they asked us to sing and with our pastor. So we went in with our shofar and then here the church, the pastor's wife of that church, she came up to us and told us that she doesn't want shofar in that church. She told us to take it back out.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, they're Assembly of God. That church is Assembly of God. And so we're like, okay, we just took our shofar back out and we just, later on, we just did some singing there. Yeah.
What was your feeling when that happened? I mean, were you upset? Were you irritated?
No, we weren't upset. We're just like, okay, that's fine. And the lady, the pastor's wife, she told that to the other ladies, but not to me. And then the lady told us that we're gonna take our shofar back out. I was like, okay, that's fine. Then we just went on and proceeded with what we're asked to do there, to sing. So, and I was like, now it's kind of like, in our community, in our area, they're like, not really knowing about the shofar. Well, for me, when I came back to church, then later on, there was a guy, his name is Melvin Zephaniah Tosi. He's the prophet, and he was the one that was carrying around the shofar like this. And he used to blow at the revival that we go to. So that's when he blows it, it really moved my inner spirit. It really moved me. So that for that reason, then later on, I thought about getting a shofar myself. So I ordered it from Israel and I got one. Then later on, and then I got another one. So I have 2. So then after that, good thing my pastor at my church, Terabana Full Gospel Church, he's familiar with the shofar and he's agreeable with it.
I don't want to cut you off, but I want to go back. Because I want to, something you said, and I don't want to cut you off, but I want to, for the sake of time,
Mhm.
You said we then did what we was asked to do.
Mhm.
What you're gonna have to understand, especially in the prophetic,
Mhm.
just because I have a gift, just because I carry a gift, it doesn't mean everybody wants the gift.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean everybody wants to say, "Oh, baby, come on." No, it's not gonna happen.
Mhm.
And so you all were asked to sing, correct?
Mhm.
That's all you're asked to do, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's okay to bring your shofar.
Mhm.
Let's be very close. It's okay to bring your shofar.
Mhm.
And what I would have done, I would have asked
Yeah.
asked them if it was because again, they have their bylaws, they have their ways, they have their customs, they have their traditions, they have their culture within that particular denomination.
Mhm.
And I'm not here to I don't even have time to even consider it, to be honest with you, think about it. But I'm trying to get you to understand that you walked in there to do one thing.
Mhm.
That was all they asked you to do.
Mhm.
And if they saw you all and then didn't want what you all were doing, it's okay. I mean, it's not on you.
Mhm.
You can't, sometimes I've seen prophets who walk in churches and they want to force their gift on people.
Mhm.
It doesn't really work.
Mhm.
Doesn't work well. Because most of the time, and listen to what I'm saying, it's most of the time it's a sign of immaturity.
Mhm.
I want you to know who I am. I want you to know what I carry. I want you to know what I got. I can assure you, sometimes just sitting being quiet, not saying a word, everybody will know you and get to know you. Trust me.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be funny, but it's important when we walk in places, if we are not known or we carry no status with these people, we come in like everybody else, sit down and do this. Amen.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be funny, but I want you to see that, because I don't want your expectation to be, well, they should have did this and it's not your house.
Mhm.
It's not your house. You may ask if it's appropriate, if there's something they want,
Mhm.
But again, you know what? Education holds us back.
Mhm.
And one of the things we put in this handout, we didn't go very deep in it, but one of the things we put in this handout is, I think maybe it was in the last handout for the health school, but we talked about coming into a place where there is no prophetic presence at it,
Mhm.
or the house doesn't have that.
Mhm.
And because the house doesn't have that, what happens?
Mhm.
Well, education has to start with the leadership first.
Mhm.
They have to learn how about that ministry and things like that. It's just like, take me. I can talk to you about prophetic all day long. But if you were to take me and put me in as work of a missionary, I wouldn't be very good. I might tell you some basic stuff,
Mhm.
but I would be one I would come to learn about it, because it's not what I do. It's not my lane.
Mhm.
That's not my focus. It's not my gifting. It's not what I do. So if you came to me expecting me to do something and I didn't do it, some of that's going to be because I just didn't know. I may not be familiar with it. You see what I'm saying? I want you to understand that point.
Yeah.
Because where you live, I've been in that area before.
Mhm.
And in that area, you're breaking ground. You're breaking ground with the shofar. Because nobody had a shofar first time I came there.
Mhm.
Nobody.
Yes.
And then I looked, and you and Prophetess Lee had shofars, and you all met me in Albuquerque,
Mhm.
and I'm like, where y'all get them shofars from? So that's growth.
Mhm.
That's growth, really it is.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand, you have to understand that sometimes you have to meet people. My dad used to tell me this before he died. He said, boy, meet people where they at. I didn't know what he's talking about. Apostle, you got something to add to that.
Oh, yeah. When you were invited someplace, do they call you on the phone? Do they send you a text or ask you a person to come
Well,
and sing or whatever?
at that particular event, they asked our pastor. So now looking back, our pastor should have told them that we will be bringing our shofars too, and he didn't. But then when we showed up our shofar, they told us to take them back out. Yeah, it was by they invited our pastor first to bring his congregation over and sing. Yeah.
Okay, so have you had an invitation where they ask you direct?
Yeah, mostly it'll be by invitation by request in person, or either by phone or by text.
So at that point, moving forward, because you probably get a lot more invitations,
Mm-hmm,
then you just let them know that you do have shofars,
mm-hmm,
that you normally blow, but you'd like to know if it's okay.
mm-hmm.
And then you already have it out of the way, you don't have to go, you don't have to wait till you get there and find out.
Yeah, that's what happened. And after that, we all talked about it. And then, just like for me, when I go to, this one evangelist that I started off with, his name is Harrison Man Ministry. That's where Melvin was blowing the shofar. So I usually ask him, is it okay if I blow my shofar? He'll say, oh, okay. And then sometimes beginning of the service, he'll tell me to come over and blow my shofar on the platform in the pulpit. So that is acceptable with him, and he likes it. So then when I go to other, just like you guys said, when I go to other church, when I get invited, when I'm taking my shofar, now I ask them if I can bring in my shofar then I usually leave my shofar in my car until I ask them, until they say it's okay, then I take my shofar in. So now that's what I learned.
Good
Yeah.
for you. Good for you. It's almost like the prophet who walks into the church and he announces who he or she is, and they ready to prophesy. And then when the pastor doesn't call them up to do that, now they're mad.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're angry. Now they're upset. Now they're spitting off things about the ministry that they don't have a clue about.
Mm-hmm.
And now they put themselves in a very bad position. But the bigger issue is because of the name that they carry before their name,
Mm-hmm.
that now reflects on all of us.
Mm-hmm.
If you think it doesn't, at some point you'll start to find ministries and start to talk with people about doing programs, conferences, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And first thing come out their mouth is, well, the last prophet we had,
Mm-hmm.
last time we had a prophet here, one of the I'm actually supposed to go back to Mississippi early next year. And the lady called me the other day and she says, you ain't been here in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, actually I have, but I told the lady, and this is somebody I know, I've known for a while. My point is that when we first came there, when we first started coming there, they didn't know anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And now all of a sudden
Oh.
they do.
Mm-hmm.
And my point is that they're learning. They have people who are trying to grow. They got things that they're trying to do now. They're trying to move into another building. Opportunities are there, but you have to also temper yourself,
Mhm.
as you go forth. And it's always good to ask questions.
Mhm.
Ain't nothing wrong with asking questions. If you get mad because I'm asking questions, I probably don't need to come in.
It's also what part of Mississippi is that?
This is down by, what's the beach area?
Yeah, Gulf Coast.
Huh?
They call it the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, yes, they got a huge casino down there.
Well, both of, they got a lot of, the main ones in Gulfport and Biloxi.
Gulfport, that's it, yeah. Gulfport,
Yeah,
she's in Gulfport there.
that whole strip, that
Yeah,
whole highway coming out.
yeah, it's all beach.
Off the beach.
Correct, that's it,
And Atkinson.
that's it. Gulfport, because we fly into Biloxi.
Oh, you did, okay.
We will fly into Biloxi if I'm not
You should
mistaken.
go up to New Orleans, okay.
So it's interesting to see. Questions? Somebody got. We still got time. Come on.
Yeah, now, we had a recent revival in church, and a lot of other church pastors, they showed up. And that's when my pastor was telling me to go ahead and blow my shofar beginning of the service. So with that, a lot of these people, they don't know much about shofar. So I had to kind of explain to them about what the shofar is, and it's all biblical. And it is even mentioned in the Psalms 150. I read that scripture to them, then I blew it. So yeah,
Opportunity.
yeah. So now they should know.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you. I'll put the opportunities before you. So, good for you. That area is growing down there.
Mhm.
Ministries are growing, churches are growing. It's
Areas
coming.
like possibly.
What's that, southern Utah? And it's in southern Utah, correct?
Near Four Corners. Four Corners of
Okay.
Utah, yeah. Like 30 miles from Four Corners, one
Yeah.
corner of Utah.
All I know is 6 hours from Salt Lake City. That's a long ride.
Oh.
That's a long ride to get to the airport.
So I want to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to ask.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So in the Four Corners, is that where Shiprock is?
Yes, Shiprock
Do
is like
you all have a
45
lot
minutes.
of demonic activity going on up there in Shiprock?
Yeah.
Have you heard about any ships landing over in the rock? I mean, just tell me what you heard.
About UFO?
I'm just curious because, Prophet Chuck Pierce told me about 5 years ago that I have to go to the Four Corners stand, right there in the center of it with all four
A
states.
monument, yeah.
With a monument and dance
Uh-huh.
because of all of the activity
Yeah.
that's going on around here. So what exactly are you aware of that takes place around here?
Well, I know there's demonic things, and that there's witchcraft, Navajo traditional rituals and ceremonies. That a lot of Navajos are involved, Navajo tribal people. Yeah, so I know that takes place. Sometimes they'll come into a revival to those kind of people, and they usually get easily recognized by someone who has vision. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's interesting. I've been to the Four Corners. I took a picture. It's
You did, right?
It's an amazing place. It really is. To know that you're standing on four states at one time. It's amazing. It's an amazing place. I've actually got a picture somewhere I run across it every blue moon, but maybe my wife's got it. This is an amazing place. Questions? I think your sister got a question.
Yeah, look like it.
She whispering, you got a question there?
No.
Nothing you want to ask?
Well, actually, I'm into the world side and then Christian side might be.
You
And,
say that again? Say that again. I'm trying to understand what you were saying.
Well, I'm standing in the Christian and the world.
Oh,
world.
okay.
So I just thought, well, I have a partner that he's more into traditional. So I go out there with him. Like ceremony, there's all different kind of ceremony out there. And when I'm out there, somebody usually come up to me and tell me to pray for them because I was like glowing or like sunshine. What they tell me, and I just sit there and say, okay. Then I just pray for them with them. That's what I usually do. I usually come into something like that. So, or like I'll just cross into a store, and there's this. I guess she's a manager there. I just walked in, and she just looking at me like I was just got scared of her, but I just had to get something from there that she. When I went to the cashier, she goes, "Did you know that you glow like a star?" And I just go, "No." "Are you Christian?" And I just said, "No." And then she tells me to start praying with her.
Mm-hmm.
So I just start praying with her. And I don't even know her that well, but that's start praying with her. That's it. That's what I usually do. I just cross something like that, and then my partner says, "Oh, where's your anointing oil? I need to use that one." And then I just let him have it, and he just used the anointing oil on this person. And there was one guy, he got all twists. He got all twists, and they were just running to him saying, "We need your help. We need your help." And then he goes, "I need your anointed oil." I just give it to him. Then he goes over there and he goes, this guy was just all twisted because he used the anointed oil on him, and they wanted to know what he used. These other people, they wanted to know what he used, and I just tell them, don't tell them. But I know, I'm not supposed to be. It was something like that, but while he asked for my anointed oil, so I just give it to him.
So what do you? So let me make sure you are. You're. It sounds like to me, I'm hearing you correctly. You're 1 foot here, 1 foot there, and you're struggling, trying to figure out where you need to go, what you need to do. Would that be accurate?
Well, if you're living with somebody else, they're like more into traditional, and you can't say no to that person. Well, he's in his 80, and he wants to go to some other places, and he don't want to drive, or I have to be sitting behind the wheel, take him here and there, and that's how I end up with something like that.
Can I get nosy? Can I be nosy? Yeah, 'cause who is he? Boyfriend or aunt, uncle, grandfather? Who is he?
We're just living together.
Oh,
We're
okay.
just living together, and but
Maybe
Well-
like common law husband. They've been living together how many years?
Oh,
almost 30,
as they used to say. Oh, okay.
almost 30 years now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, he wants to go to do some other traditional ceremony or something like that. That's how I have to tag along. But so sometimes I just sit in the vehicle, just looking out, and I just see some strange things out there too.
Let me say this. Let me say this. In my time in working with the Native American people, and my time of travels and things like that, what you're saying is not something I've never heard before. Because I've seen people who, because of family ties, because of relationships, economics, life situations. I mean, I've seen that, and only I can, what we can present the gospel to you. You have to make that decision. I mean, I think your sister here is a glowing example. She's growing and learning, and that's why we do have these schools for the very reason. The term, I'll tell you this, and close this, but the chairman of, well, somebody's watching me, but one of the chairmans, which is one of the leaders of one of the tribes, I've known for years. And when I was in Pro a few weeks, last week, that chairman came to the meeting, and I happen to know that chairman is walking in a similar way that you described. They're here, there, here, there. Part of it's because of the politics. Other part of it is basically what you said, life. And I've never, every time I see that chairman, every time I have a conversation, every time I get to speak with that person, I give them what thus says the Lord. And it's their decision. Sometimes they're very emotional, sometimes they're not. But it is a conscious decision that you would have to make, and part of the status of when you see it across the scope of the culture of Native Americans, just like the scope of the culture of African Americans, there's people have to make decisions and draw a line in the sand and say, this is where I'm at and this is what I'm going to do. So I understand what you're saying. I just want to encourage you. I'm glad you're here, because give us an opportunity. We will be praying for you and continue to pray with you. And possibly you got anything to share with her on that. But I do want to let you know that I think that, it happens. It's a continuous process. I'll say it like that. Of what is happening with Christianity and what they call the old way, the traditional way. It is a process. It is something that is continuing to manifest itself, and it's, from my perspective, is something I study a lot and look at, because derived from that, there is a war. It's a spiritual war, and there is change that is coming. But change sometimes doesn't happen like. Sometimes it takes time for change. Certain things need to fall in place. Certain things have to happen. So I'll be sure we'll be in prayer for you, and tell you to be encouraged on today. Listen, we're going to call this out of time. And Apostle McBurrows is going to be teaching in 15 minutes. So we just wanted to kind of do a quick review, answer more of your questions. I'm sure you got more, so write them down and we'll get to them as quickly as we can. Thanks to our folks who are watching, and glad you all are here this morning. So give the Lord a hand this morning. Come on. See y'all in 15 minutes.